Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Well, it's been a busy couple weeks here. Everything's started greening up. We got a little rain last couple days, really greened everything up. I put the brush mower on the tractor this week, knocked down some corn stubble from last year. I got that cleaned up, did a little bit of tilling, things like that. Last week I ran down to Colfax, Wisconsin, and picked up a 295 two-row corn planter from a gentleman down there and brought it back. Had a couple things. It's got a bad war bearing and a missing grease fitting, so I ordered those parts and it came in. So plan for today is to get that ready and run some sweet corn seed through it and see if it's going to work out. I think it's going to plant sweet corn pretty well, but we'll get the tractor fired up here and we'll get the planter in the garage and see what we can do with it and get it going. So this is the planter I picked up. It's a 295 International Harvester 295 planter. It's an old, pretty old planter, I think, but it should work pretty well for us. The guy got it from said he planted sweet corn with it, and that's what I'm looking to do, is sweet corn and field corn I'll try to plant. It's just got a disc opener on it down in the bottom and a seed drop tube, and the wheel drives it. There's a chain drives with some sprockets inside the case here. I looked it up online. Didn't order a manual, but looked up enough of the information to figure out what I need to do. It's pretty good shape, like I said. There's a grease fitting that's broke off on the front here for the bushing for the gear drive here. It snapped off. I don't know if you can see it or not there. Just the spring out of the Zerk is sticking out there, so I'll drill that out, replace that. You know, the other thing I found on it is this rear bearing on this side has got some pretty good play in it. So I'm gonna pull this apart, go through everything, clean up the drive chains and sprockets and everything, and then see if I can figure out how to get this bearing off and replace it. I got two bearings I picked up from Messick's. Weren't too bad. I mean, I think I paid $20 a piece for them, so pretty inexpensive. Got a greaser to replace the one that's broke off there. So that's what we'll do. We'll get that set up. We'll get it calibrated and maybe get some sweet corn in the ground today. We'll see how it goes. So there's a chain. Almost looks, it's a bicycle chain, I'm pretty sure. It looks identical to bicycle chain. All your sprockets for your changing the seed rates are on this post. These are individual units, so you can run more of them. If you have a longer toolbar, you can just add more units to these planters. But tensioner, this is all, looks like a poly bushing for the tensioner. I think I'll probably pull those off. I'm going to grease the inside of those. I don't know that I'm going to grease this chain. I'm concerned that greasing it will just pick up dirt and chew the chain up. So if you guys know anything about that, if you would put it in the comments, if you own one of these or have run one of these in the past, whether you grease the chain or not or oil it, let me know, because I guess I don't know. This is the first one I've ever owned, so I'm not gonna grease it because I'm concerned it's just gonna pick up more dirt. So, well, we'll start disassembling this thing and see where we can get. tension adjustment. It looks like it's just a post on the back of it, just pivots here. You loosen it on the back. Pivot that. Looking at the shaft here, it looks to me like there's a cotter key with a pin that just goes through the shaft that gets the drive wheel to turn the axle here. So pull this cotter key out and see what we got here. See if I can tap that out of there. Take these bearing caps off, and hopefully I can remove this whole drive wheel out of here and then press the bearing off. Alright, I got the wheel off. Get in the vise here and see if I can get these bearings. So you can see it. This bearing is completely shot on this side. I probably could have got away with running it like that, but it's the beginning of the year. I'm going to use it for, I'm going to keep it for a long time, so I might as well get everything fixed up on it. And this bearing's fairly dry. I mean, it's pretty stiff turning, so I'm glad I got him to replace it. I'll get it in the vise. I'll be back with you shortly here. This just has to take down here. What's that? Okay, I was able to get the bearings on the shaft, the new bearings on the shaft. Get everything put back together. I got the cups off. The one bearing was pretty shot, the other one was not too bad, but it turns nice and smooth now. A lot smoother than it was. So I'm glad I took it apart to do that. Now I'm just got to tighten everything up here and everything back together. One thing, that cotter key's snapped off inside that pin, inside the axle there, so I'm gonna have to try to get that old piece out of there so I can get a new cotter key in there. Either that, or if I can find a small enough bolt to go through there with a Teflon nut on it. I'll try that if I can't get that counter key out of there. Nice and smooth, no wobble, so I'm pretty happy with that. Got a few more of these bigger bolts to tighten up here and get everything tightened up. And I think we'll start working on that greaser, see if I can get that out. I found a drill bit that's real close to the size, so I might be able to just drill the old one out and punch the new one in. If not, I got a easy out I can stick in there and try to back it out of there, or pull it out of there. I'll get everything tightened up here and we'll move on to that. Okay, that's it on that part. Like I said, I'll get this tip down and get this cover back on, and we'll see if we can get this greaser if it's in front here. We'll see if I can get that out and replace that. I may have to take this apart more to get straight on that greaser. Looks like there's just a cotter key and a pin that hold this seat hopper on. Let's see if I can get that out. Looks like I got it seated there. As soon as I got it open, I'll grease these. They're pretty easy to reach. Get that seat box off. I think that's the only grease fittings that I want. There's like 3 of them on there. Well, I'm glad I had to take that chute off to get to repair that greaser, because underneath the seed box there's a grease fitting that you can't see unless you take the seed box completely off. Right here, right on top, greases that main shaft going through, so was good I had to take it off. That's it. We got the bearings replaced. Got the grease fitting in, got it greased up. Next thing I'll have to do is get these, I think they're quick attach for a John Deere adapters he has on the 3-point pins, so I'll have to find a punch and drive those roll pins out. Take those off because I don't have the quick attach like that. And I think we'll measure the circumference of the wheel here and figure out the seed rate so I can get the seed setting right for what I want to do for sweet corn. So that'll be next. Okay, got the planter all hooked up to the tractor. I got some sweet corn seed. We're going to run it through the planter. I put a mark on the drive wheel so I can count how many seeds will be in one rotation. I want to say it's 3 feet of travel per rotation. I am going to do the math here just to make sure I'll measure the wheel and everything, but just give me an idea about how many seeds and the spacing on them. Okay, after a little messing around with plates and gears, I think we have 6 or 7 seeds per rotation of the drag wheel, so I think it's going to end up being about 4-inch spacing on the corn. So we're going to head out to the spot we have prepped. We're going to put a little fertilizer on it to get this corn to take off, get it up out of the ground. We'll plant some rows and see how it goes here. So like I said, we're going to put a little bit of 19 fertilizer just down the center of the rows here, just to give it a kickstart to get the sweet corn going. It takes a lot of nutrients for sweet corn to grow, so I'll just throw a little bit of fertilizer right down each row where we're going to plant, and then we'll plant the rows. Well, we planted 14 rows. I'm not sure, I had 2 different plates for the planter. One was quite a bit bigger space in the plate. It would throw out 3 or 4 corn seeds at a time. So I put a smaller gap plate in there, but I don't know if the population is going to be enough. Some of them would fall in the hole, some of them wouldn't. So we'll give it a couple weeks. It's early really for us to plant up here. So we'll see what kind of germination we get. If we don't get good germination, we'll hit it with the tiller and we'll experiment with the plate some more. So if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. Until next time, keep on living a good life.